Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. My name is Kaffie.
And my name is Angel.
And today we're talking about leveling up in our careers as Black women. So, this is a really interesting topic for us, actually. And we're really excited to be talking about this. So, Angel,
yes.
Do you want to
I do. I kind of want to start here by sharing a little bit of my own career and career path and kind of where I got to where I'm at today. And by no means am I where I want to be, but I do feel like I've leveled up over the years. And this has been something that has just been so, I would say it has been a little traumatic, like going through the work field and like navigating that and not having much guidance or support. But I'm proud to like be where I'm at. And so I'll just start with saying like, okay, kind of my trajectory and where I'm at. So back in college, I was studying economics, didn't really know what I was going to do with that. And so all I knew is it was very difficult and it wasn't something that I loved. So then after that, I moved back to the States. I did a year of service. So I basically taught at a middle school, and that was in English, like English language arts. So again, no relation to my background in economics at all. After that, I started working for a business group, and my focus was on, I started working as an executive assistant, and it was for government and politics. So I was living in Washington, D.C., and my focus was government and politics. So again, completely different than like economics, like working out of school, just nowhere, like making no sense. And my mom, she always used to say to me, like, what are you doing? Like, like there's no clear path of like where you're going. I do think though, the most important exposure that happened to me was being exposed to tech. So in that role where I was working as the executive assistant, I got promoted to a program manager position, and I was working closely with, at the time, their chief innovation officer, who their main goal was to automate a lot of these processes that we were doing manually. And, that causes mistakes. It causes just like not a uniform experience. So that's how I got interested in tech, because I was like, wow, automating and using like applications and stuff makes it so much easier
to distribute like your information and how like you want to let people know about your product and stuff.
Exactly. So while I was working at this company, I'm a little like crazy, because I also I had two other part-time jobs. So I was working a full-time job and then two other part-time jobs at the same time. So I didn't have a lot of time in my life, and also it wasn't that I needed the money, but I just wanted to gain, like, me,
the experience.
Yeah, me, I'm always learning.
And then that's like one thing I really admire about you, and you really inspire me to be like, don't put yourself in like this box, because we tend to do that. But with you, you're always like outside of the box. You're always, learning something new. You're always doing something. And, I always like, thought to myself, like, oh my God, if Angel could do this, then I can definitely do it. Like, no matter like what you're doing, how hectic your life is, you're always learning, you're always taking courses, you're always doing something. So that literally, I really, really, really respect you for that. Honestly, you're my ear.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I definitely consider myself a lifelong learner, and I just think learning and being curious about the world is something that is so like awesome. Like there's so many things we don't know out there. So
Right.
I just in my 20s especially, I was like, I want to do everything to help set up my future. But I do know that this is the reality too of like being in the United States and being outside the United States. There are not these many opportunities to be like,
Exactly.
while I was, still working as an executive assistant, I got a job at this all women's co-working space. And so I was working there at the front desk, learning about the front desk. And what was really cool about that experience is we had a cafe as well. And our management there they were really dedicated to us learning all the positions. So you're going to work at the front desk, but also like go to the kitchen. You can learn how to be a barista, a bartender.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But we would also have deep cleaning days. So you would come in and guess what? Everyone, it doesn't matter your position, was deep cleaning the space, making sure everything was clean. Yeah. So for me,
hygienic for everyone else.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. So it's like, no matter like your position, you're not too big to be able to do the normal stuff that the little guys does also, which is really cool.
Yeah. And we were a team, right? So we helped each other and we looked after each other. And that was really instilled with that mindset of everyone is going to pitch in, not just one person. So that was something that I just really loved about that job. And I was there for a long time, like over a year, because I just love that mission and that company a lot. At the same time, my second part-time job, believe it or not, I walked into Pandora one day, the jewelry company, and the assistant manager, she was like, hey, like, you have a great personality. Are you interested in working? Yeah, so I was like, you know what? This is something that scares me. I'm gonna try it because I don't think I'm a good salesperson. So I think, doing this would make me a better salesperson. So I worked at Pandora for like 6 months or so, or maybe it was like 8 months. It was 6 or 8 months.
Do you think that experience, made you a really good salesperson?
I think that, it's just so hard because people walk into Pandora and they want to browse and they want to look and maybe they don't want to buy. And it is difficult to convince someone to buy something. Yeah, especially if they're like
window shopping.
Yeah, if they're window shopping or they're just like, hey, I don't have the money right now. I just am walking around and I wanted to come in the store. And at Pandora, they have like a tracker in the front of the store. So everyone that goes in and out, they track like this hour, we had 10 people come in. Why did 0 people buy anything out of the 10 people? So our managers would be like, okay, we had 30 people come in, but only 2 people bought something. Why? Like, did you talk to everyone? Did you try and convince them? And then we also had like a conversion of like, okay, make sure they buy more than one thing. But sometimes people are like, a charm is $30. Like, I don't want to buy. I don't want to.
It's too expensive.
Yeah,
right.
I don't want to spend more than $30. I want to spend $30. So that was very difficult. I don't know if it made me a better salesperson, but it definitely opened my eyes to the difficulties of that.
What do you do? What do you do like in the situation when they come in and they're just like, oh, this term is like $30 and it's so expensive and I can't spend this much? Do you kind of like talk to them to see if they can find like an alternative to something that's not that expensive, or like maybe you feeling generous and like you can do it, like just, oh, okay, let's see what we can do. Maybe we can, give you a discount or something, to make them feel more like, yeah, this person is nice, even though that I don't want to spend this much, just for her, engaging with me and just, trying to see what else I can get within my budget. Okay, let's see, I can go for it. Do you like kind of like do that with the customers?
Yeah, I try to like pull out everything that I could think of. I'm super empathetic, right? So if someone was like, oh, it's too expensive, I did used to say like, hey, well, let me talk with our manager, or let me talk with my manager. Let me see if I can give you some sort of discount, or we would run promotions. So if someone would come in and it was like a Mother's Day thing, and I would suggest like a package, like, hey, this is cheaper if you buy this than if you buy a bracelet. This. Yeah. Right. So I would definitely try and look for ways to accommodate them, or just give them anything that we had for free. If I could give them an extra, thing for free. Or Pandora, they'll clean your bracelet for free.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, so I had to clean a ton of bracelets. So if someone
wait, you have to do that? Don't you like have someone that does that?
No, you have to do that. You have to do that. So we have this
like
this
machine. This is something that you don't know about, like people like in store. You just think that their jobs are really like easy, but they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't even know. But some people, I feel like when they go in stores and they want to buy something, they could be really nasty sometimes. Like they just drop things at where they're not, like for example, if you go to Zara, for example, and buy stuff, you just see them drop all the clothes everywhere. Like you can put it exactly where you took it from. You don't need to like be nasty about stuff, because people are actually working here and they're doing all the work to make it look presentable for you guys to be able to buy it. But some people just, and also like you mentioned about something like when people don't really want to buy something. I understood, like sometimes we feel like we don't want to stay at home, we want to go window shopping and stuff, and they just go in the store without having any intention of buying something. And then there's a lot of people that you would think that, oh, this store is like really booming, and people are buying stuff that they're buying zero stuff in there, and then your manager will be questioning you like, what are you doing wrong? But they have zero intention of buying anything actually. I do, when I want to window shop, I just go online and see what they have, so that I already have it in mind, like, okay, if I want to go in store, I'm going to buy this in person. So I do all of that stocking, on my computer. So I feel like people should do that more, so that at least when you go in the store, you know that you have the intention of buying something and not just wasting someone else's time. But
I don't think people are really like cognizant and aware that, hey, this is the thing, this is what's happening. Like, we're tracking how many people come in. So for me, I can tell you, I worked at Pandora, I think it was back in 2018. I have never gone to a Pandora store ever again. I used to go just to like look, but now I'm like, they're tracking the amount of people who are going in. So now I don't even go, because I'm just like, unless I'm gonna buy something, I'm not gonna go.
Because you had that experience and now you know what to do, right? And not to just go in store because getting anything. But sometimes it's the other way around for me. Sometimes I don't have the intention of buying something, but then I go in store and I find something that's like really, really, amazing. And I'm like, oh my God. And maybe they only have like one piece of it. And I'm usually like a sucker for that, like something
Yeah.
that's like really unique and not a lot of people has that. So I'm like, you know what, let me just get it now, because I feel like if I go and come back, it won't be here anymore. So
Yeah.
like I would just make that decision like right in sport. So like even though I'm like, I'm not gonna buy anything, like, and I will actually get something. But some people like literally they would not buy anything, even when they find something that they really like, they would think like, I'll come back and get it. But when you get back, then you can't get it anymore.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Exactly. So, and also you get a really good discount. And so I was like, I'm not paying full price for Pandora because I got this amazing discount. So I can't, I'm sorry.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but
So
after,
when you worked at Pandora, do you have like a lot of like discount to buy something for yourself? Like if you're
yeah,
working there,
yeah.
do you use like your employee discount to get your own stuff, or do you have to like pay for all your stuff?
You had a discount, and that year I bought like a Mother's Day gift for my sister, for my mom, for my
Oh.
other sister. Like I went all out and I got them, a Pandora bracelet and some other stuff and I got myself, I had a Pandora bracelet and I have one still that my sister got for me, but I had only 1 or 2 charms on it. So
Charms, yeah.
I got like 2 or 3 more charms and but yeah, so after working at Pandora, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, working for Pandora and for like having 3 jobs at once, I was going to work at 9 a.m., getting there at 9 a.m., and then getting back home at like 11 or 12 a.m. because at
Whoa.
Pandora, we would close at 10. And then the people who work there also clean the store. So
Really?
we had to mop and we had to clean all the glass. You have to
Oh,
count the
wow.
money. You have to do all of this stuff.
I don't know that. I never,
Yes.
like, I didn't know that. You
I didn't know
see?
that either until I started working there and I had to clean everything.
Oh my
um,
God.
and take
And
out the
Pandora is
trash.
a huge company.
And we had to take out the trash.
Wow.
Um, and then at the all women's co-working space that I was working there, we had to clean everything as well. And so again, I would finish at like 11 p.m. and then I lived 30 minutes away. So I would have to drive 30 minutes and then because they
Wow.
were all in the same area. Thank goodness
Area.
they were all in the same area.
Oh my God. Don't you feel like really exhausted?
I
Don't
was
you
so
feel
I was so exhausted. But
you're overworking yourself?
but when payday came and I was making really good money because Pandora paid above minimum wage and the other job, they paid really well. And then my full-time job, I got paid really well too. So all 3, I was making like really, really good money.
Yes, you see, this is one thing about America is you
Yeah,
can have more than one job and you will still be fine if you have the energy to do everything. Then you can go for it.
yeah,
On Unlike here in Europe, like even to get one job,
it's hard.
you would like really sweat it. And then even though if you have this job, like they would literally work you so hard that you will have zero energy to go and do any other stuff that you want to do. Even on the weekends, you've got to work also on the weekends, so you don't have a life outside of work.
Yeah,
But in the United States, you have the option to have as much job as you want. You can even do online jobs. There's
yeah,
a lot of options everywhere for you to do everything to get more money, extra cash, at the end of the month. But here, no,
yeah.
it is so
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. Here, if you're willing to work and like because it's at will, which means like you
Mhm.
don't have a contract, like at any time the company can let you go. And like at any time you can also say, hey, like I don't want
I
to
don't
work
want
here
to,
anymore.
right.
Like
Hmm.
it's easy to get a job, but at the same time, I mean, you
It's
don't have
easier
that
for them to
security.
let you go.
Yeah, you don't have
Right.
that security of like, and during the pandemic, a lot of people got let go because during the beginning of it, because we don't have that security, so
Ah, Okay, now I get it.
There's
Okay.
there's a lot of positives, but there's also, I mean,
Negative.
here in the United States, if you don't work two jobs or you don't have two people in your household working at least, it's very difficult to afford to live here.
To make
So
ends meet.
I was lucky because I didn't need to work three jobs. I was just looking for that experience. I was paying rent at that time, but which was kind of hard, but it helped that I was working those three jobs. But like you said, it wasn't sustainable, and I had to really think, where am I going to go next? And for me, going into tech was a great, I thought a great decision. So I stopped working at Pandora. I made like a 6-month plan. Okay, I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to leave all my jobs, and I'm going to do a tech boot camp. So I really wanted to do web development, and I ended up, you know, I was debating a few options, and then I ended up moving to Miami, researching down here what are the different tech boot camps, and finally in January 2020 I did a web development boot camp.
Yes, I remember that. How was that experience for you?
It was hard because at the same time, here I am again, I found a job, new environment. I started working at Starbucks, like, you know.
Yeah.
And before starting this job at Starbucks, I had 3 job offers from like restaurant style places, or like, you know, the food industry, the service industry, which I have never worked at a food anything. I've never been a waitress.
Right.
I've never done anything except when I was working at that all women's co-working space where I was in the back with like,
in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, in the kitchen. And so this was a new experience for me. Anyways, I had 3 offers. I decided to go with Starbucks, and when I interviewed the assistant manager, he loved me. He was like, come back tomorrow at 2 so you can meet the manager. I went back the next day, I met the manager, and then she was like, I don't know if the assistant manager told you, but you're gonna start at $8 an hour. I was like, $8 an hour. I was like, okay, fine. The other restaurants, because they weren't a big corporation like Starbucks, the minimum wage for like a waiter or the starting salary is like $5, and then you get tips. Well, at Starbucks,
did you get 12%? Was it that the tip 12% of your?
You get anywhere from 10% to 12, 15, 18, 20. Like some people give more, but it starts, I think, at like 10%. So I started working at Starbucks. The hardest job I've ever had to do in my life. The pay was really bad because I was making $8 an hour. I was working whatever from 5 a.m. until 2 or 3 p.m. And I was exhausted because you're on your feet. And we had such a large amount of customers that it was nonstop. It was
It is Starbucks. Everyone is in and out of Starbucks every minute. So
in rush hour,
I could imagine.
And then like learning all the like how the system
orders
worked. And then you had people who had been working there for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. So they were a little impatient with the new people because they're like, okay, like, how do you not know how to do this type of thing? So
I just started.
and then because we had a drive-through, I had to learn the drive-through headset thing.
Wow.
And then you have to put it on the screen, the computer, and like someone's like, okay, I want a grande, blah, 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 blah. And you have to be able to be grande, like put it in the same time.
Well, but on the bright side, you kind of like incorporate your tech savvy thing into that, because like learning all of that is something that you're really passionate about. So that would be a little bit fun for you with the drive-through, right?
And I was always like looking at ways, like, how can we optimize, this experience from the customer when I was working there? Because I was like, there's these things that could be improved. But yeah, I don't know. That was a good experience, but the pay was so bad that I was like, how can people afford to live? I could barely afford to do really anything.
Right. Like, how can you afford to pay your rent with that, amount of money you're getting? It's so little.
You couldn't. And so even like groceries, like I was getting paid, I think every week it was like $250 every week, $250. So, and like I was paying gas to get there because I lived like 20 minutes away, and just like all this stuff. I had to buy when I first started because they have a particular uniform. I had to like buy, like non-slip shoes and all this stuff, which was like an added cost.
And it's supposed to provide you with that if they want you to dress like in a certain way, to provide you with this uniform and everything.
They just gave me my apron, and then you had to wear a hat, which a hat is not fitting on this hair. So I had to buy something else to go on my head, which I bought like a satin lined like bonnet or like cap that I could, because like I'm like, I can't wear this hat, like it's not fitting on here. It's just, there's no way.
Literally, like I have my crown on.
Exactly. But the best thing that happened to me was when I was during the day, I would wake up at 4 a.m. I would go to work at 5 a.m. And then I would do the web development bootcamp from 6:30, I think, to 9:30 at night. And the best thing that happened to me was in this class, I met my future mentor that I didn't know. But in this class, there was another like woman of color. I saw her and I said, you're going to be my friend. Like that's it. Like, we're going to be friends. So we ended up sitting next to each other, and then the pandemic hit, right? So right before the pandemic hit, she was like, hey, I went to this other boot camp. It's kind of better than the boot camp that we're doing right now. She was like, you should try and work there because it'll really help jumpstart your career in tech. So I ended up
like, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing was, they were in a hiring freeze because it was like March 2020. Things were starting to shut down. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to be stuck at Starbucks forever making $8 an hour. I was like, this kind of sucks because I'm never going to be able to do anything. I was at a stage in my life where I feel like I took some steps back. I was used to making more money from when I, had my other job, my full-time job. And I was just like, a little depressed because I'm like, I'm a loser. I'm not going to be able to get any sort of jobs. I'm not going to be nothing. I'm just going to be, forever, working at Starbucks.
And I'm sorry you felt that way.
Oh my, yeah. Like I had applied to this other job, and I got the notification that they were like, hey, we like rejected you. And
that is horrible, honestly, that feeling.
When I got that email, I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a loser. Like I'm just not, like, I suck. Like I took it so personally, and I was like, you know what? This just sucks. But I let that fuel me, because I could have been like, you know what, whatever. Like, my destiny is here. But I kept just pushing.
Keep going.
Okay,
right.
Kept going.
So that gave you like, that motivation you needed, that determination that you needed. Like, okay, you know what? It's your loss, and I'm gonna, go get something better
Exactly. And I
Right.
even had that doubt of, did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? I'm trying to do bigger things, but am I doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Like a significant pay cut, all of this stuff. So anyways, because the boot camp that I wanted to work at, they were on a hiring freeze. Every month I would email them like, hey, I know you're on a hiring freeze, but did the position open up? Did the position open up? I was bugging them like,
No.
hey, did the position
Oh
open up?
my goodness. I think we have that in common. And if I want something, I would literally be up all night
Yeah.
sending them emails constantly until someone would be like,
Respond.
uh, hi Kaffie, I'm sorry. We know we seen all your emails. I just want to be sure because these things could be going to the spam folder. I just want to be sure you'll save me, okay?
Yeah.
I will send them every single day and night. But persistent is good. When someone knows like this person,
It's
she will
serious.
come. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like I'm not playing. I want this, and you guys need to see me. Okay, so that is really good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is good. I remember you telling me that, and they were like, don't worry, we have your application.
No, I feel so ashamed, but like there is no shame in this game.
Yeah,
If you want something, because like there are a lot of people, if you think that, oh, you're entitled or whatever, there are a lot of people there that want the same position. So
of course.
you've got to fight it.
Yeah,
Like, who's gonna be on this race? Some people can be sleeping, but no, I'm gonna be up all night.
yeah,
So I send
yeah,
you 30 emails for the same position. It's not
yeah.
different position, the same one, but I'll send you 30 different emails. So you bet at some point you will get one or
Of
two.
course. Yeah, because like what makes you special, or like why should we hire you? That's the end of the day. Why should we
Exactly.
hire you?
Well, because I'm persistent.
Yeah, I'm
They
persistent and I really want this job compared to someone
exactly.
else who's just not,
They
they're
don't
just
care.
waiting. Yeah, so that's what happened. So finally the general manager, she reached out to me. She's like, hey, like we opened this application back up. Like, can you come in next week? And within like 3 weeks, they offered me the position and I started in August 2020. So
Yes.
yes, yes. So I felt so amazing. And then like 6 months in to that position, it
Hmm.
was cool because I had recruiters on LinkedIn reaching out to me from like Twitter, Amazon, like these other companies that were like, hey, your background fits really well with this position we're hiring
What
for.
we're
Are you
looking for, right?
interested? And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I saw like the starting salaries of those positions. And I was just like, I've never made this amount of money before. Like, this is awesome if I'm
Awesome.
worth that amount.
Hmm.
So at the boot camp, because I started in August 2020, it was still like, the pandemic.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like the salary I was offered was really low, but I was like, you know what? They're taking a chance on me. They're believing in me. I was like, I'm gonna take whatever I can get. Like honestly,
And
I don't care.
because with that also you would have with that comes experience also.
Of
So
course.
even though the pay is not like your dream paycheck, you're gonna get a lot of experience in order for you to go into whatever new job that you will want to apply for with more confidence that yes, I'm fully filled and I can do this, you know.
Of
Sometimes
course.
also it's not all about the money, even though like, okay, we need the money to sustain our lifestyle, to make sure that we're okay, to be able to do things that we love. But sometimes the experience also, it's really good because when you have the experience, then nobody will be able to ridicule you on the table when everybody is speaking. That you will have your say also. But if you don't have experience, then you will feel like when someone is pouring out their opinion, that you cannot compete with that. I can't say what I have to say because, oh, they have more experience than I am or that I do. So yeah, you kind of like keep quiet. But if you have the experience, then you're more confident to be like, yes, this is what I bring to the table too. This is my opinion. This is
Exactly.
it. And they will take you seriously.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely.
Right.
And so now in my current position, like I got reached out to, and it was awesome because at that point, I just really loved my job and it was people focused. And anyways, because of the pandemic, I feel like this really opened up a lot of new jobs, and especially like digital jobs in the tech world. And for me, I felt like it was perfect timing because I just knew that I had to level up at this point and I had to take advantage of the job market because I wasn't getting paid. I kept seeing all these jobs and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's making so much more money than me. And it's not always about the money, but I felt like I had learned a lot. And, I met with my boss before deciding to actually go with this other opportunity. And it was just too good of an opportunity. My boss understood that. And I truly believe in having a good relationship with your boss, sharing with them your sentiment and how you feel. And if they are able to do something, they will. But if they're a good boss and they recognize like, hey, this is a better opportunity for you, that's what my boss said. She was like, Angel, I'm happy for you. Like, you should totally do this. Like, we love you here, but that's a great opportunity. So now where I'm at, I was able to negotiate and have a higher salary, and I'm 100% remote, do all of these things. But because I'm here, I'm still looking at other opportunities.
I know you're always working, always looking like
Still learning
ways to make yourself better. And that is a really good tool to have. Because I feel like sometimes we're so scared to do stuff, to even like apply for something because you're thinking in your mind, oh, am I good enough? Can I do this? Oh my God, you doubt yourself a million times. But sometimes the only thing that you need is just a leap of faith. Just do it. Don't even think about it. And that's one thing that you have. Like, you're not scared to, take this class, take this course, to make yourself better. You're always learning, and we're not too big to learn. That's what some people don't know. They feel like, oh, if they're at this age, like, okay, no, I'm at both learning. No, regardless of our age or where we're from, we learn every single day. And you have that totally, and I really respect you for that.
Thank you. Absolutely. And, I just feel like you never know, especially here in the States where we don't have that job security. For me, it's like, you just never know when the company's like, hey, we changed directions, or I'm always just like networking on LinkedIn, like having conversations with people, learning new things. Here in Miami, there's like happy hours for like people working in tech. And it's just like, I don't know, you have to
do you guys hang out? You'd like go hang out and just like network and stuff?
Yeah, just network.
That's pretty cool.
Just network and, get to know each other. And some of the best advice I've gotten was, one, I'm going to share some of my best career advice right now. One is, like your network is your net worth. So you have to be networking. Now in today's world, you can do that on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Honestly, going into tech, like I want everyone to go into tech because it's opened up so many possibilities for me that
I'm thinking about that too, because
seriously,
you're always like talking about it and you'll be like, oh, you should, you should take this class about this. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm totally thinking about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's not bad. And I feel like one thing that I also want to say is like,
Yeah.
we should not like we should not be scared of learning, because like any successful woman in any industry, we should always learn. Stay a student, okay? Like always going through career, like open to learning in any situation. When new responsibility and position come your way, you want to be like prepared, already prepared before the position is even offered to you, so
Exactly.
that they know that, oh, this person, they always take initiative. Okay. And okay, we should always stay positive also, because like sometimes we think about everything, and that also kind of like just scare you and that makes you go back into your shell, like, oh, I can't do it.
Exactly.
But if you are always positive and you don't want to be overwhelmed, like because it's easy to focus on everything, we just need to just take it one step at a time and prioritize your priorities. Do what is most important to you first, and then the rest will come. So like, don't overwhelm yourself. Always also be confident to talk to your manager.
Yeah.
If you feel like there is this position available, be confident. Just go in your manager's office, go talk it out. Let's see what I can do. Okay, I want to apply for this. All right. I feel like this is the best situation for me right now. What's going on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
They will also appreciate that, because I've been in a situation, like I was working for this company for 4 years. Even though like I take like initiative and I do a lot of stuff, I would mentor, I would do a lot of stuff, but I do all my stuff like low key, because I don't like to be up in everybody's faces, which is what a lot of people, they do that, right? In every company, you have one person that is always like, they're literally doing nothing, they don't know anything, but they take your ideas and they're just like all over the place and screaming in the room so that people think that it's their idea. So they take your idea as their own. So the management will be thinking, oh, this person is really good, they're smart, but literally nothing. You're the one doing the work, but you're quiet and you're not saying anything. So they think that, oh, why is Kaffie just there? She doesn't, bring anything to the table, but you're doing a lot behind the scenes, but which they don't see. So I feel like people, we should, if you have anything to say, just, don't be scared to say. Don't let anybody take your spotlight. Hone your responsibility. So that also is really, really, really important to do. And yeah, basically that's my, don't let anybody push you aside, because like it took me 4 years to say no. I deserve better, I want to do this. And then they're questioning me that, oh, so why have you not applied for anything since you're working here for 4 years?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I've done this, I've been in this position, I've like literally, I stated everything that I've done, and they see that. They're like, okay, we see that you've done all of these things, but why have you not like had the courage to say, okay, I want to apply maybe for a supervisor position or even a trainer or something? Um, okay, I was like, but then I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. But then like, because also as a colored person in any industry that you work at, like they overlook us and they just be like, okay, they rather give it to someone else. So that kind of like just tipped me over, because like the position was between two people. We have the same amount of score. We're both qualified, and I had the most experience because I've been with you for 4 years, and you gave the job to this new guy that came from somewhere else that we don't know. He doesn't even know about the company, doesn't know about what we do, and then you give it to that person. And I'm like, okay, that is it, I'm done, I will look for something better. like I wasn't even thinking, but I thank God that I did that. And now, like in my new position, which I really like, and there's like a little bit of security. Like even though like you're working for 4 years in a company, that every single day you're thinking that, oh my God, I might get fired. Oh my God, I might not have a job in the next two
Yeah.
months, you know, which is really scary. If there is no security in a job, you would not be able to do your job to the optimal result, like what they want, because you're always scared every time that, oh, I'm gonna get fired. They're not gonna like renew me next 2 months. And then that, instead of you putting all your energy into doing, the job that they hire you to do so you can give them the best, your best self, you're not gonna be doing that because you're thinking about something else. That's what all these companies, they don't understand. That when they're doing this, they're just kind of like also sabotaging themselves, because you're not gonna be giving them your best self. That's it.
Of
So
course.
yeah, so we should all just, be confident and just, go for whatever you want, and don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let any negative energy, negative thoughts, hold you back. Just take a leap of faith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And now in today's world too, there's so many like online communities that I'm a part of that are very uplifting. Like
Mhm.
on Facebook, sorry, there's this group that I'm in called Sisters in Tech. And in that group, it's amazing because it's all Black women in this group. And like some people are recruiters, some people are this, some people are that. And they're like,
Mhm.
hey, like this is what happened to me at work. Like,
Wow.
does anyone have any experience or advice of what I could say,
Mhm.
what I can respond,
Uh,
and so it's a great environment to be in because it's a support system, it's a support group, and it's
right.
just something that's very uplifting. And at the end of the day, I think the most important thing as Black women is for us to know our worth, because
Mhm.
we are some of the smartest, like hardest working people out there. And
Definitely.
yes, and
And
like
support each other.
exactly, we have to support each other, uplift each other, put each other on. Like I'm always, if someone's hiring and I see a position,
Yes.
I'm like, hey, I'm referring a Black woman for the position. Like I'm
Yay.
always putting on, and I would not be here if it weren't for that woman that I met in my web development
Yeah.
bootcamp. She for me is my biggest promoter. Like she saw things in
Right.
me that I didn't even see, and I'm just so grateful for her because in my previous positions, I feel like everyone made me feel like I wasn't good enough. They would tell
Oh.
me like, oh, you're timid, you're this, you're that, you're not assertive enough, you're not this enough, you're
And
not
what do they know? What do they know? They're just, crazy people. They're just intimidated by you, and
yeah,
they think that, oh, let's bring her down so that we feel better about ourselves.
exactly.
That's why you don't listen to anyone, because they don't matter. If you've
Exactly.
made up your mind that you want to do something, just do it. Like, I ask for opinions, I ask for people's advice,
Yeah,
but best to know that I already know what I want to do. I just wanted to hear your thoughts to navigate through what I want. But overall, I will still do what is best for me. It could, because also the thoughts and whatever advice that they're giving you could bring you a little bit backwards, but you will still go forward with whatever you want to do. So like we should always like just support each other and don't bring other people down, always like support each other. I don't know how hard that is to
yeah,
support someone else. It would take literally zero from your success if you support someone else. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be where you're supposed to be. That's what people don't understand. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they're like you said, intimidated, and so my only thing is that, you know, I just hope everyone can have that experience and can uplift each other. And going forward, like, I don't know where, you know, my path is going to go. For me, really, you know, and I think for you as well, the sky is the limit. And
Exactly.
right, we're going
Just,
to continue to
have
level
that.
up. Exactly. We're going to continue to level up. And
Right.
something for Greece that I want to say and see, because my first job that I ever had was in Greece.
Wow.
And I was working for this international company. I was about to graduate from college. I had 2 semesters left, and I started working not as an intern and as an associate. They put my title is junior associate. And this was something I was so scared. Like, during the interview process, they were like, oh my gosh, you were the best person we interviewed. You did amazing. Like, your answers were on point. We could tell, like, you put a lot of time and effort into this. So I started working, and they were like, we never talked about salary, but that's my fault too. But I was so scared and nervous. And then I worked for 1 month. They said, we're going to do a 1 month trial. Before we give you like the contract. I worked for 1 month, not paid nothing. After 1 month, I see the contract. It's for €3 an hour.
What?
€3 an hour. That wasn't even enough. And I was only working because I wasn't there, I think, for 2 days. I would go for 3 days because I was still in school.
Right.
And I would go from like 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. until like 3-4 p.m. And then I would go to class at Dury. And then Tuesday and Thursday I wasn't there. So it was three
days,
anyways,
3 days a week.
It came out to be like €250 per month.
Oh, hell no. What?
They didn't give me money for lunch, nothing, because there were a lot of times when I had to go all day and like walk around, look at buildings and like Lifada and like all these stuff away from the office. And they never gave me money for
transportation.
Nothing. Transportation costs, nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing. So €3 an hour. So then, you know what? I got, in the first month, I wasn't even paid. So then I ended up working 1 month. It was November.
No, they were supposed to pay you for the trial month. It might not be the full salary, but you would get paid if it's What?
So then
you should sue them,
right? So then in November, I remember I worked, and in November it's Thanksgiving, which is a big holiday
in the United States.
The United States, like every American in the world, like Thanksgiving is like
celebrate Thanksgiving, right?
And they asked me, hey, can you work on Thanksgiving? I worked.
Are they going to pay you extra?
They did not pay me extra. So I was so taken advantage of. And one day I could not go because I had my wisdom tooth taken out, and I couldn't go. Like, I literally could not go because I was in pain and I was all swollen. And I told them, like, hey, I can't come in for like 4 days because I'm having my wisdom tooth taken out. And I remember when I came back after like the 4th day, my manager was yelling at me, like, why didn't you tell me that you weren't going to be here? Blah, blah, blah. And one last thing. One last thing. There was, in the office, sometimes I didn't have work to do. And so they had this like learning platform that you could learn an extra skill. So my manager, during work hours, she saw me on, like doing a learning or like learning something. And she was like, no, you do that at work. You do that not at work. You do that at home when you have free time. She was like, there are dishes in the sink that need to be washed.
What?
She said, when there are dishes in the sink, you wash them. And you wash them and like
Are
do
you
that on your own
are
time.
you a maid now? What?
I could not believe it. I was like, what? Like, those are not
Wait,
even my dishes. Those are not even, I don't even know whose dishes
Is
those
this
are.
a Greek company or an American
This
company?
was an American company, an international company, but the
In
leadership
Greece.
in Greece, in Greece.
Wow. Wow. This is so little of them. This is really just not acceptable. The way they treated you, no, that
Oh
is
my gosh.
literally not acceptable.
So
What?
so what I did was I was talking to my sister and her husband about this, and I was just like, I cannot believe they're paying me €3 an hour.
What? Even someone working at the bar, they don't pay them €3 an hour.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. This was back in 2014. So the
Ew.
or yeah, 2014. So the economy was a little bit different, but still, that's not even like minimum wage, nothing. And my position wasn't intern, it was junior associate. It wasn't like, you know,
They're not
I was an
even
intern.
paying you up to your title. Like, they're
Exactly.
not. What?
So,
They
so
really took advantage of you. They really
exactly.
did.
So I was there for 2 months. And after 2 months, after I got paid, I was like, let me make sure I get paid. You know what I did? I took all my stuff and I said, bye. I got paid. I took all my stuff and I said, see ya later.
No, I am not doing this.
I didn't
This
even
is
tell them.
crazy.
I didn't even tell
You,
them. I just left.
you, oh,
I
you could
just
have
left.
applied for something at Dewey. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is some student job that you could do at
That
Dewey.
you make
They would
more.
pay you,
Yeah.
and you will still have your Thanksgiving and nobody. And please, if you're sick and you bring a doctor's paper, you have 3 days to
Exactly.
be like, I'm not gonna come into work. But if you bring your doctor's papers, you still get paid. Maybe not full amount, but you still get paid for those 3 days.
Yeah.
So when you already told them
And
you're sick, they want you to come in sick.
yeah. And you could see like I was swollen. My face was swollen. Like I was in
Oh my
pain. I couldn't, you know what I
God.
mean? Like there was nothing I could do. And I was like, you
If
know
it,
what? Bye.
Now, if I tell you that they would not do this to any other person, no. But with us colored people, they think that they can do whatever they want, and then we will not say anything, and that's why they're taking advantage of it. Because if it was a white person, you would not do this. You would not even offer to give them €3 an hour.
Yeah.
But
And
as
do
a
the
black person,
dishes and do the
hey,
dishes. I was like,
what?
no way.
Is that even your responsibility? Like, you do
No.
your own dishes.
Yeah,
This is a working environment. If you bring your own food, then you can clean your own plates.
exactly.
Like, oh
Yeah.
my
So I
goodness.
was like, it's not worth it, honestly. And when they made me work on Thanksgiving too, I was like,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
my fault. I put myself in this position, but I had to learn and grow. And basically, like I thought this
Yes.
job was going to lead to something. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to invest in me. And I had these false
Yeah.
hopes because, and I'm glad I didn't stay there. Because imagine if I would have stayed and, still been working there, it would have been
They would think
horrible.
it's okay to disrespect you the way they were doing. And
Yeah.
I'm really glad you took your paycheck and you're like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
They don't deserve you, and I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
These
that's what
people
I'm saying.
are high
I
on something.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, I just feel like I had a lot of bad experiences in the workplace with people just taking advantage of me, that now I'm at a place where I'm so thankful and full of gratitude because
Hmm.
everyone like believes in me
They
and they're
see your
investing in me.
potential,
They see my
right?
potential. They're like, oh my gosh, like, like we're so
Yeah.
thankful, we're so grateful. And for me, I just am like, this is amazing. Like, I love it.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy you wanna, surround yourself with. Because like if everybody around you believe in you, then you would believe that okay, I can do whatever, I set my mind into. But if you have all this negative people, negative energy around you, then you will, always like bring yourself down, like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. So no, 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 no. Anyone that is not, hiding values or lies, let them just be, let them just, leave them aside. They should just, they deserve, to be by themselves, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. So here I am now, and guess what? I will never, make someone feel like that. And that's something in my current position. I always want people to feel good. And I'm excited because in the future, hopefully we'll start our business together.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
yes,
I
and
am so excited about that.
it would be awesome to change the
narrative, the perspective on how things should be,
and give a place for Black women to get paid money,
Yes,
right?
yes, you heard that first. Oh my God, thank you so much for just, sharing your experiences and, everything. And know that, you're appreciated, queen. You're celebrated, and just keep growing and just keep, just, keep flying high. Okay, don't let anybody bring you down. And I'm super proud of you. And I cannot just wait for us to, go ahead and do everything that we've been talking about, just give other people more opportunity to be able to shine also, and to be appreciated and celebrated. Okay, so today, because we will have, rapid questions, just something, food for thought, okay? Something to make us think and just learn a little bit more about each other. Okay, so I will ask you some questions. So
Okay.
get
I'm excited.
ready. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let me see. I do. Okay. Your first question. Who do you admire the most?
In my life or in my career?
Okay. I didn't think about that. Okay, let's say in your life.
In my life. So
Mhm.
I will definitely say my grandmother is someone that I admire. I'm going to make the story quick, but like my grandmother, just because when I think about my grandmother was born in 1941, right? It was Greece was under Nazi occupation. So the first couple years of her life, she remembers like German soldiers and all of these things in Athens. And my grandmother was not able to vote until she had my mom in the 60s. Because
Wow.
women in Greece got the right to vote in 1966. So anyways, my grandmother, when my mom was like 3 years old, her husband, he died in a plane crash. So my grandmother was like 26 years old, she was very young. And
when she lost her husband?
When she lost her husband, and they had been married like 3 or 4 years. So my grandmother didn't go to college, she didn't have a job, and all of a sudden, her husband dies, single mother in Greece in the 60s when women just got the right to vote. So my grandmother, since then, like I admire her so much because she's been able to like create this amazing life for herself and for my mom and, my brothers and my sisters and for me. When it was very difficult and she had all these obstacles, but guess what? She still did it. And she's such a positive person.
Oh my God. She is amazing. I love her.
Yeah.
Like literally, she made me feel like I am her daughter. Like literally, she never let me feel differently.
Exactly.
Every time I see her is always love,
Yeah.
always love. She would even like text me to ask, like to see, to check how I'm doing, which
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the one doing, right?
Yeah.
But she's always, no, I love her. I love her.
Yeah. And she's full of love and full of light. Like that's my
I
grandmother,
I
honestly.
know,
So,
Ray. I know. This is like literally her right here. She's amazing, honestly. She's amazing. Okay, my second question. I mean, I know. Okay, let's see. Hmm. What are the two things you will put on your bucket list?
two things. Okay. So I
Mhm.
want to go diving with sharks in South Africa.
What?
Yes.
Oh, what? I just scared.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No,
That's like
sharks.
something I want to do. I just want to go and like see these sharks, go in like in the water and just like see them.
Oh,
And really everything that scares me, I want to do it. So
oh
definitely
my
that.
God.
Um and I mean, I feel like I want to put skydiving on there. I feel like I would die, but I want to.
No, I would do skydiving with you, but I'm not. I will go to South Africa with you, but I'm not gonna go in the water with the sharks. Like, no, thank you. Thank you very much. No.
Yeah. And
Okay.
skydiving. So skydiving and swimming with sharks.
Okay, okay. Let's see. What else do I have? Nope. Okay. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Okay. I definitely think I'm a morning person. So this is also something I get from my grandmother, but my grandmother will wake up early and she just starts putting music on, like she'll light her like sage, or if she has some type
Yes.
of incense. And then for me, the same thing. Like I love getting up early in the morning, like opening the windows, bringing in the light,
The
putting
lights.
on
Uh-huh.
music. Um,
Yes.
like lighting some Santo, this like piece of wood that I
Who-
have, and like sage.
Yes.
Um, and I love sleeping at night. So I don't know. I
No, I feel like the way you start your morning set the tone for the rest of the day. So it's better to get it right, to have that energy, the right kind of energy in the morning to be able to go into the world, with a positive mindset. So yes,
absolutely,
definitely.
yeah,
Mhm.
same.
Okay. What is one thing that annoys you the most?
Okay. So something that annoys me, maybe like a pet peeve of mine,
Mm-hmm.
is I hate like chewing. Like if I can hear people like chew or like drinking something, or like my dogs, they're constantly like licking. I
Mm-hmm.
hate those types of noises. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
doing so too much. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like, it's like ill. Like why am I hearing someone drink or eat or
Eat. Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, no. Especially like when you have like all this potato chips and then the crunches, like you like no, like I live it in my mouth and just like soak it up. Like you would not hear me. Like some people just go and then I'm like,
yeah.
no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm okay.
Okay. What is the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Strangest thing I've ever eaten. That's like hard because I get so grossed out by like food and stuff that I'm not like, there are like, I think it's beautiful that in Mexican culture and cuisine, they're very close to the earth and they eat crickets. And
What?
that's something that they eat. It's like a
Oh,
delicacy. It's a delicacy. I forget what it's called. Cha something. Well, I would maybe try that, but I'm trying to think. I've eaten escargot, snail. I've eaten, because we went to this restaurant once and we just ordered a bunch of different meat. So we got like kangaroo, like buffalo, all this stuff. And the next day I got severe food poisoning. So that's probably why I'm just like, I don't want to eat anything. But probably kangaroo. I think I tried like kangaroo and
you have? How does that taste?
I don't know. It tastes like, I can't even remember. I thought it tastes very like gamey. I don't know. I don't like meat. I don't like meat that much.
Yeah, I know. You don't like meat. I've tried duck and I don't like it. I don't like it. And everybody was, making it sound like it's gonna be like, I was like, no, it's not for me. I'm sorry, no.
Yeah. Well, when you come, my mom loves crispy, like Peking duck. If you go to like a Chinese restaurant, they like roast like the whole duck, and like my mom, it's her favorite thing to eat. I've never tried that because I'm just like, no, thank you. But maybe it's good.
Right. And you like snail?
I don't really remember eating it because I was like a lot younger, but I don't think so. I don't know.
No, I don't know. My mom really likes snails, but I'm really weird about texture.
Okay.
When I eat something, the way snails feels in my mouth, I don't like it.
Don't like it. Yeah.
Like the texture is it's really weird for me. I'm like, no, I don't really like it.
Do you like oysters?
No, I haven't tried it, but I look at it, I was like, no. I feel like people who eat it like so
because it's raw.
The raw one, yeah. I tried the cooked one. But the raw one, I don't think I can try. I'm gonna like puke. I don't know. But maybe one day I can try it.
Yeah, you have to come here and I'm gonna take you out to get oysters. They're so good.
Okay.
Raw ones, they're raw.
Wish me luck. I don't know. I don't know about raw food. Like even like I started having sushi like not long ago, and I'm not even having like the intense ones. I'm just having like which one do we have?
When you come here, we'll eat all types of raw fish, raw oysters.
Girl. I don't think so, but I'll try. I'll try. I have a bite. We can like have like a taste, and then I'm just gonna put it in like a bag or something.
So good. You won't want to do that.
Okay. What is a favorite thing about any of your family members? Just pick one. Just one.
Just pick one. This is so difficult. About my family members, one of them. This is hard. All right. So, okay, I'll pick my sister, my older sister. And it was something we admire about them, right? Okay.
What's your favorite thing about her?
My favorite thing. So, well, I just think my sister's like beautiful. My favorite thing is that she's my, just having her as my older sister, I feel like she's so brave because she's had to do a lot of things first, not knowing like anything.
Right.
And for me, I've kind of like seen what she's done and been able to like learn from her. And that's kind of my favorite thing, just being able to like talk to her and share our experiences. And we're also like very similar, so that's my favorite thing because
I know
we can eat the same things and we like the same things. And
she's like your twin. You guys look alike. Sometimes like I see a photo and like I'm not like seeing the name, right? I'm like, oh, Angel. Then I look, it's like, no, that's Angel. But yeah, you guys really look alike.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's amazing. I love her. She's just so she's so full of love.
Yeah, she is.
Like, no, she's amazing.
She is.
Shout out, sis.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. How many books have you read this year?
Oh, okay. So I just posted about this yesterday, but this year I really got into Audible because of my brother. And so far I'm on my 6th book. So it's still
Audible is
September.
amazing.
Yeah, it's still September. So I hope to read 2 or 3 more after this. That's my goal for this year, but that will put me at around 10 books, which I think is great.
No, Audible is just amazing. Like, because lately I've been so like, exhausted and I can't like just pick a book and just like read. But when I listen, I could just sit there, just listen. It's just like my favorite thing to do. And that makes you like kind of like read a lot of books, right? And then if I really, really get into it and I really like it, and then I just go get the hard copy and then read that again. So I kind of like to do both, which is really nice.
Yeah, and with the audiobook, I love it because I can go for a walk and listen to my book at the same time.
Right.
And I can take notes and kind of like, at the same time while I'm listening, like, oh, this is inspiring me to do this or sparking my curiosity. So that's something that I love about Audible. So
we can start our own like full of love and light book club or something.
I would love that.
Yeah, we'll start our own book club. So like
I read a lot of good books. So
yeah, so that would be cool. Okay. What new technology will transform the future? Because you're tech survey.
Yeah. So I was talking about this a few days ago with my brother, probably, but definitely we were talking about artificial intelligence. That definitely is going to, in my opinion, transform the future, just because a lot of companies are using these artificial intelligent platforms, softwares for like hiring employees. And I don't really like that because I think there's a lot of biases, but definitely artificial intelligence, it'll make lower costs. And when people use this as their main form, or when companies use this as their main form of hiring, they're going to create this ideal candidate through artificial intelligence. And then I just think it's going to exclude a lot of people. And it's gonna, for me, ruin this human connection that we have with each other, because people want time back. They want, less time, less energy, less resources. And something that I notice now is that every company is understaffed. It doesn't matter if it's a school, Starbucks, the company I'm working at now, every company is understaffed. And that's because there's a misalignment with the skills that are available in the workforce, what people want to do, how people are valued. And so having this artificial intelligence is going to save people a lot of time and money, because it's going to find someone like, hey, this meets the requirements, this is a match, but it's going to exclude people and biases, because a lot of tech companies outsource to India or other countries to build these platforms, which I don't know if they're cognizant that there's different biases in different countries of the world. And so if an engineer is building this technology, they're not considering our bias here in the United States. And just like when we see now with the vaccines, there's 3 or 4 companies that dominate in the vaccines.
In fact, exactly.
With artificial intelligence, the same thing is going to happen. There's going to be one company or two companies, 2 American companies, 3 American companies that then influence the whole entire world. And is that good or bad? I mean, for me,
we'll find out.
And we'll find out. And that's why I just want to encourage more Black people to get into tech, because if we're not creating the tech, if we're not behind the artificial intelligence, if we're not behind the language and the language and the code that's being written, it's against us, because no one is going to look out for us if we don't look out for each other and for ourselves. That's just
right. So there you have it, guys. You know, get into it, get your tech, you know, in, start learning, never too late. Okay, so last but not the least, on the scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
I think I'm pretty cool. I'm gonna have to go with 10 because that's my favorite number. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 10. I think I'm pretty cool. And
I know, right? I always say, like, you're amazing. You're pretty cool. So, you know, you just, you know, get people, you understand people, and, you know, like your perspective on how you look at things and even explain things, you know, it's really fascinating. So yeah, you're
thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. So we are, you know, at the end of this podcast today. So thank you guys for listening to us. Yeah, thanks, Angel. Like, this is really, really enlightening and just, you know, amazing overall. Really have fun, you know, just, you know, filming this for you guys today. So, and if you have not, you know, subscribe and follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Play, what are you all waiting for? Like, get into it, get into the program, guys. You know, follow us, go show us some love, and you can comment on our YouTube also. You know, what else do you want us to talk about? You know, leave your suggestion in the description below, and we will, you know, we will get right into it, guys. So we also, you know, want your opinion and everything. Yeah. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I know we've not been posting, but we will get right into it and just, you know, give you guys all the good tea and stuff. And until next time, guys, be full of love and light, and just spread it all over. And we love you, and we can't wait to come back next week with a new episode. Okay, so love you guys.
Love you all. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.